guess. I mean, but I'm serious. Like even before we started, we were talking about the different topics that we could discuss, and they're all very interesting. So I'm eager. I'm eager.
I'm excited too.
All right, Padmini. I don't know let's see. I have a list, right?
All right, yeah, I'm game. I'm game. Batter up.
Let's start. So, don't rush into love when your life is still in survival mode. What do you mean by that? Where that comes from?
um, well, part of it is just logistics, operations, being practical. It's like love, it's something that we all want, but it's not, we need money first. We need, health first. We need stability in our lives first. And the thing is that when you're looking for love and you're not in a secure place, whether consciously or unconsciously, you're probably looking for somebody to save you. You're
Oh,
probably looking for somebody to basically solve all your problems, whether it's money or loneliness or social life or, someone to take care of you. And that actually, that's not a great place to be. You don't want to be that person anyway, but like also sometimes people can like they can tell when you're almost like too eagerly looking, or conversely, if your life isn't particularly stable and it is very exhausting and distracting, you're too distracted for a relationship. And so you should really focus and, because you might come across somebody really awesome and you might actually blow it because like you weren't in the right headspace. And so it's like there are too many variables, and either, it's a combination of you not being honest with yourself, or not doing right by other people. But everybody everybody does better in dating and love when they approach it from a stable, healthy, happy place.
hmm. But then I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? But
Yeah.
but then isn't that like aren't we always in survival mode? Don't we always need more money? Don't we always like need to do better their jobs? Like depending on your perspective or the way you see it, like you will never be ready for it, right?
No, I think there is some like, here's the thing is like, no, you don't always have to be in survival mode. No, a lot of it
Oh.
is how much do you want? How, like, learning what the word enough means. Like, do you always have to be wealthier and wealthier? Like, that comes from a place of insecurity. Like, do you actually have your needs met? Like, if you don't have shelter, safety, food, obviously, like, yes, but at a certain point, no, you don't have to be in survival mode. Not if you're not driven by insecurity and ego. You don't. You can actually know when you're in a good place, and to at least like thank yourself for that instead of always beating yourself up. Like, a lot of people have worked really hard to, make themselves into somebody, and, that should be acknowledged. And I know we are like, I am a very ambitious person too. Don't think that like I haven't been that person, but like, actually, no, a lot of times we do have enough. And we're not acknowledging that. We just want more and more and more. And it's like, well, that will also have its own consequences.
It's capitalism, baby. Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
limits.
like that's not an identity. That's not a
Hmm.
personality.
Hmm.
That's not values. That's not integrity. That's not ethics. That's a system that benefits a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of a minority of people at the expense of the rest of us. No, you don't. At a certain point, and like that, that revolution starts internally. But like, you don't it benefits capitalism for people to be insecure. It benefits capitalism for people to feel inferior, to want more, to, celebrate, narcissism and envy it, like to like, that those psychologically, like the war is inside, and you have to like really figure out like, yes, you can all want more, but you can also be happy with what you have and not envy anybody else, because those people, trust me, like they're not happy. And like my philosophy is like the happiest person wins. Like you want to be in a competition, be in a competition for happiness.
Yeah, I saw the other day on Instagram that they brain scanned one of those monks, right? Those ones that the monks. Everyone knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about with the
Yeah.
orange. Yeah, and turns out they're considered one of the happiest people on earth. Like they don't own anything. They live on the mountains meditating among other men, and somehow they're the most happy people on earth. And apparently because they don't own anything, they don't want anything. I think that's Buddhism, right?
Yeah,
The
that's detachment.
detachment. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and look how freeing that is.
Yeah.
And look, and they're happier than the vast majority of human beings. Like we're taught to want stuff, and I like stuff too. Like I love fashion, I love clothes, I love jewelry, like, but it's like that actually, like you can enjoy it as a hobby, as an interest, but like that's not an identity. Like those monks are happy because they know how to meditate far better than me, or probably most of the listeners, and they've tapped into a much higher power. And when you are tapped into a much higher power, stuff is just childish. It's kind of embarrassing. Like how much more, like, okay, I can keep buying more clothes, I'll enjoy them, I'll wear them, but like incrementally it's of no consequence. It won't change anything if I'm not happy with myself.
Yeah, yeah. Who was this actor? I think it was Jim Carrey. He once said, "I wish everyone was a millionaire because
Yeah.
then they could buy all the things they wanted. They could do all the things they wanted for a year or so, and then they would realize that it makes no difference. It doesn't bring the inner peace that we so deserve and are looking for."
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's particularly interesting. I've seen interviews with him as well. And it seems, I don't watch him closely, but it seems like in the past, 5, 10 years, like obviously you don't see him, in the spotlight much, but he has been making incredible art. He has his own different art studios. He is painting, he's experimenting, like he is just being creative, and he's not doing it for public recognition. He's like that, like the ability, the freedom to be creative, to at least just even privately, like not to monetize it or something, but like that is a huge privilege. That like if you have the ability to be creative in some capacity, even for small like moments of your day or an hour here and there, that's actually a real privilege. Like you do know how many humans do not have like 10 minutes to be creative ever, that they are truly in survival mode. Like we
Yeah.
think we're in survival mode, like we're nowhere close to survival mode. Like survival mode is like the Congo.
Well,
That's survival mode.
so what would be the survival? So what I take from that is that our survival mode or our interpretation of survival modes, like this day-to-day stress and
Yeah.
anxiety. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Most of which we place on ourselves because our brains are unhealthy. Not
Oh,
because we need more stuff. It's because we're rotting on the inside.
oh,
It's that our brains need the surgery.
oh my God, oh my God. So, without doing surgeries, right?
Yeah, let's not. Let's skip that.
What would be the ways that you would recommend someone who is in survival mode to get out of survival mode?
Survival mode, I think, is often considered, so okay, survival mode if you are talking about bills, home stability, but like a lot of it is also internalized anxiety. And sometimes it's like the truth underneath that is like, what are you running away from? Because that, like, that's where your demons are. And like that's